Welcome back to another episode of We Are Looking for Ilbertus Whateley, the beggar in the Mud District, at least supposed beggar. This woman up here pointed us towards the little marketplace right there, and then we have the other beggar up here, and also this beggar here didn't help us at all, and then there's this beggar up here. Greetings. Say, could you help me with something? I'm looking for a man called Ilbertus Whateley. At least I think this right here is the marketplace. Whatever.
Greetings.
Ilbertus what? Never heard of him.
No problem. Tiara's blessing.
Okay, now it kind of makes sense. This is not the marketplace. This is just a well somewhere in the middle of nowhere. This is the actual marketplace with traders in here and everything. There's an alchemist in here and a jeweler and actually, did I ever interact with this alchemist? I don't even know. Kind of feels familiar to interact with this alchemist. I don't know if I ever talked to the dude. Whatever. Let's just talk to these people, check their wares a little bit. We might just have some health potions whatsoever.
Aren't you? Come, take a look. I'm sure
lavender
I've got something
perfume.
that might spark your interest. Come
Really,
again.
really
May Tiara
expensive.
bless your path.
Yeah, you're an adventurer, aren't you?
And this stuff with
sure I've
the
got something that might
double
spark your
resistances. So it's either white and black magic, or it's frost and fire magic. Or it's kind of interesting that white and black magic is color dependent, but ice and fire, or frost, whatever it's called, is elemental in its description. And this, yeah, white magic should be holy magic, and black magic can be like death magic or whatever, because it relates around the idea of death, either by overcoming it or utilizing it somehow in terms of additional damage or zombies and the like. Makes a bit more sense.
I think that's him.
Interesting way to beg with decent clothing and everything.
I think that's him.
No shit.
Fair lady, please, the Old Father will reward you for your generosity.
Are you Sir Ilbertus Whateley?
Yes, I am. Who are you? How do you know my name?
We're here because of the island in the Black Sea.
That accursed island. Tiara's breath. And here I thought I was done with it for good.
You seem a bit bitter.
You seem bitter about it.
How did you guess? I sacrificed everything I had just for some deluded fantasy. From a nobleman in Tiara's grace to a beggar in the Mud District. Quite the career, isn't it? And all because of some deluded childhood dream. Because I wanted to believe I'm special.
Aw, too bad. The problem about his way of doing it is that, yeah, he spent money that he actually couldn't afford, right? Like, it is a family heritage, meaning someone else gave it to him and he didn't really own it. He was unable to keep it or to multiply it, utilize it, because if you would put it into, let's say, a company or make up some stuff yourself or whatever, buy and sell things, whatnot, then you would easily be able to keep the money, put something on the side, and then dig out whatever ruin you want on the side, right?
Let's not talk about it.
Well, we know for a fact that it exists, and we want to find it.
What?
The island exists, and we have reason to believe there's something on it that we need. And we've been told that you tried to excavate an old Hibernian portal that could lead us there.
Forgive me, but this is a lot to take in.
But that portal exists.
Yes. Yes, it does. But it's useless. Just a piece of stone.
Well, let's see it first. Another question. You are part Hibernian?
Another question. We were told that you consider yourself part Hibernian, like the Queen.
And what is so special about being Hibernian?
Well, Not anymore. But yes, I believed that for a very long time.
How come?
Long story. The short version is that I've had these strange dreams ever since I can remember. Dreams of turquoise marble, of old rituals and ancient dragons. But they were always so vivid, like a real memory.
And that led you to believe they were?
That and the fact that I've always felt different from others. But then again, who doesn't? In the end, the Creators Guild was right. I had nothing to back up my claims.
Well, you did find that portal, right? Or at least stone structure. That should be the start. So you used up all your wealth to find that island?
So, you used up all your wealth to find that island?
Yes. As you probably know, no one was willing to fund my expedition. So I decided to take the matter into my own hands. Looking back, I can't believe how obsessed I was. Even when I sold the house my family had lived in for generations, I didn't see where that route was ultimately bound to take me. But I'd rather not talk about it. I hope you understand.
How did you learn of that island?
How did you learn of that island?
That's complicated. What it ultimately amounted to were some vague explorer's diaries, dreams, and an active imagination.
And that's all?
No, it's not. But please understand that this is a very painful chapter of my past, which I prefer to remain closed.
Come on, I just asked you how you find out about that island. Not about your whole psychology. So, that island, what did you hope to find
What
there?
exactly did you hope to find on that island?
Wealth. At least, that was part of it, and what I told my potential patrons. Then, of course, there was my supposed Hibernian heritage. But, all that aside, Hibernian culture has always fascinated me. I studied archaeology in Greyfell, and as most archaeologists, I was always laughed at. Most people still consider it an expensive hobby for nobles rather than a true craft. I wanted to prove them wrong.
Well, true craft. What do you mean about true craft? Creating things. Well, if you dig out something out of the ground and, well, actually see how things were made back in the day, maybe you can find out things that were forgotten.
Oh, friend, I can relate to that. You wouldn't believe how much.
You can?
Can you show us that portal?
Be that as it may, we need to find a way to get to that island, and building a ship isn't an option. Can you show us that portal?
Haven't you listened? It doesn't work.
We need to try. Can you take us there?
Fine. I can, but only under one condition. You need to pay me. Now, believe me, I wouldn't ask this if I had a choice, but leaving this place during the busiest hours of the day means I'll end up with an empty belly tonight. Just give me 30 gold. That should last me for a week.
Whoa. That is a nice bargain. Okay, take 60. Come on.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
Well,
Thank you.
I want you to survive a bit more than a week then.
Meet me at the excavation site, will you? I need to take care of something first.
Okay, see you there.
It's also very interesting that you even have the option to give him more money. It's not give him the money and or not give him the money. It's about give him the money and give him more money, right? Actually, there's the not giving him any money option that's completely missing. If For some reason, the game thinks that you're wealthy all the time. Strange. Also, for some reason, you are extremely loaded. And wait a minute. So, 30 gold makes him survive for a week. That means that we can survive for... At least if it's only food that you need to buy, then I would say... Wait a minute. 30 gold and a week is actually pretty expensive. But it might be a nice overall cost. So 30 times 4 is 120. Nah. But yeah, we could survive a decent amount of time. Anyway, meet Whateley at the excavation site at the northwestern part. Ah, it's that thing. Okay, now how am I gonna get there? I need a portal and I need something that's close to it, which is how convenient.
And then fail. That must hurt.
They're not as uncommon as you might think. Some dreams just stay dreams. We just like to tell ourselves otherwise.
The law of nature. If, like, most parts of everything is usually failure, right? And there's only a very few minority that manages to make it happen. But then again, everybody tells this elaborate lie that just because you work hard, you can make it. But this is absolutely not true. There's an awful lot of luck involved.
Interesting.
The only thing you can do is kind of force the luck to happen. Or at least try multiple times, similar to gambling. So if you spread out your... Ooh. So let's say you can... yeah, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, pretty much. Spread out the risk a little bit and try multiple things. That's basically what you have to do. Not only when it comes to stocks or gambling or whatever. Well, when it comes to gambling, you have to understand the system. If you go into a casino, then the chances of you winning are actually very slim. Well, not very slim, but they're actually lower than the chances of the casino winning. So that means over a very long period of time, you will lose. And that's basically it. So if you know about the system and you can kind of like...
Sure.
Gimmick it, whatever. Exploit it. Count cards or whatnot. At least this is also very mean, right? So if you know how to count cards and casinos figure that out, then they boot you out of the casino. Just because you know how the system works, right? And you can exploit it. This is actually very mean if you think about it. That means that they actually want everyone to lose. It's not that it's that they can tell a story about, oh, you can win big in this casino. Yeah, sure. If it would only make sense, really, if they would allow card counting and stuff like that. And then the only way for them to actually stay open and afloat, because business has to be profitable, means that, yeah, an awful lot of research has to be put into how to keep people playing and spending money. So actually you could think of it as something like a resort. There are hotels next to it, so you just stay in the hotel and then you go into the casino, spend the money and go back into the hotel again. So it's just having a nice surrounding, basically a really nice place to be, right? To enjoy. So if they would take away the money gain from the gambling, right, and they just utilize it and make it completely random, that means some people win, some people lose, but overall it should be a zero-sum game, right? That means it basically just redistributes the wealth component, but the casino doesn't win and the people don't win. It's just getting moved about a little bit. And the casino itself, in order to stay afloat, needs to get the money from somewhere else, like drinks, and of course the room service, everything, to make the whole experience pleasurable. This is where they should actually take the money from. And then in the end, it ends up with this stuff being more expensive than the whole gambling part itself. That would be the more ethical thing, to be honest. Alright, so let's talk to the dude.
Tiara's breath. You really killed them all. Just who exactly are you?
A dude with a magic staff in hand. Former soldier. Let's not talk about it. Well, everybody doesn't want to talk about anything, but understandable. Former soldier.
A former soldier. So this is the portal.
Yes.
It definitely looks Hibernian. Did you
Hibernian?
reconstruct it?
Reconstruct? I think you just dug it out of the ground.
No, it was still intact when we found it. Which is more than strange, but that's also where the mystery ended. We couldn't activate it, even with the portal stone.
How did you find it?
How did you find it in the first place? And what makes you believe it's connected to the island?
Hibernian stone tablets. You see, similar to the Shapers, the Hibernians had developed a magic that allowed them to travel great distances within a short amount of time through portals. By stepping through an active portal, it took you wherever its counterpart was located.
Teleportation.
Yes, but much safer and also available to the common folk.
Interesting. So why did they not keep that thing afloat?
I see. And how do you know this portal's counterpart is on the island?
Another long story, for which I assume you don't have the time. Suffice to say that I found a kind of map, one that outlined all the Hibernian portals, how they used to be back in their era.
Interesting.
Like a
And
metro
these
map.
portal stones were required to activate them.
Yes, but as I said, it didn't help. I paid a fortune to buy it from a Chilean merchant, but I might as well have sung my incantations on a brick.
Where is that stone now? Can I see it?
You're really stubborn, aren't you? No, you can't. Because I threw it away.
How on earth can you be so stupid?
Why?
Because it was useless. It was useless. Like all of this sodding, pointless horseshit I ruined my life for. Forgive me. I shouldn't have gotten so upset. This place, it just brings up memories.
Where did you throw it away then?
Where did you throw it away? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. There's a small shack near the old River Watch in the southwest. That was the day I had finally realized that I had been chasing a ghost all along. You'll try to find it, won't you? I can see it. Please. I don't know who you are, but believe me, it's pointless. You're wasting your time.
Let me be the judge of that. Will you wait here?
If you insist. It's not as if I'm missing anything in that sodding city.
Alright, so let's use our own teleportation devices. Somewhere down there. That might be closest. Let's see. Might be. Can I go like round it, or do I have to go large way around? Ah, there is it. Ah. Not only that, there's also a book near.
I think that's the shack Whateley was talking about.
It's a huge stone. You don't just throw away a huge stone like this. It's more like you you pull it behind you and then you just decide to not pull it further. That thing might weigh just 10 or 20 kilos. Okay, portal stone obtained.
Look at that. Could this be the stone?
Show me. Yeah, that might be it. Though, that's interesting. This stone. It is ornamented with Hibernian runes, but it looks an awful lot like our Shaper rune.
Interesting. Well, let's get back to Whateley.
So that means that Hibernians use, or maybe the great-great-great-great-grandchildren, kind of the Shapers, or they at least learned their technology from them. Maybe that is it. So, what about the quests? Do we see that rune in here? Ah. So in order to get this stone, you have to fuse it together. Very interesting.
Let's see.
Half of it is missing. It didn't really look like it in the at the start, but yeah.
Whateley? We found...
He got set by the portal.
What? How is that possible?
Well, maybe you just have to get close to the portal. Something like that. Huh. My guess is as good as yours.
My guess is as good as yours.
But this doesn't make sense. No, this is a dream. This isn't happening.
Well,
I need to see.
Yes?
And let's hope he is still alive.
Wait.
Too late. We need to follow him.
great, but you go first.
Now, would you look at that?
Would you like to travel to an unknown island? Choose a faction to aid you on this mission. Okay, which one do we go for? The elves, the humans, or the orcs? This is how you have to pronounce it. Elves, humans, or orcs. Then... Ooh. Oh, that's cool. You don't just click on it. What are they talking about? Very interesting. So, who should I go with? Like, the orcs were actually quite nice to play with, but I haven't played with the humans for a very long time. I don't know how I should do this. I can only get upgrades if I defeat certain kind of enemies. It has nothing to do with the faction that I choose, I would say. It's just that I'm getting used to the faction, but all three factions play basically the same. The magical resource is the same. Well, not the same, but similar. Everyone has a magical resource that has to be somewhat used. Then there are some differences, though. Like certain units work slightly differently, but for the most part, the second unit is always the one that's able to destroy whatever building you need to destroy first. You just have to research it. That is it. So I would go for humans now. Let's just cycle. Sometimes we go for humans, sometimes elves, sometimes orcs. So for now, we're going to try it with the humans again. Alright, and also, we're going to have a little save here, and then we're going to continue with the unknown island in the next one. Until then, like and subscribe, of course. Ta-ta!